What's going on, guys? Wolfpack Gaming here once again, and in today's video we got a couple of debuts coming up. As you can see here by the lineup screen, this is going to be my first time pitching with the 95 Signature Series Adam Wainwright. He's got his created player Roberto Alomar, Miguel Cabrera, Vlad, Eloy Jimenez, Ken Griffey Jr., Nick Senzel, signature Yadi Molina, and he also has the 95 Signature Series Adam Wainwright. But anyways, we're going to jump right into the beginning of this game, in the bottom of the first, actually. This is my first time pitching with this Signature Series Adam Wainwright. First pitch is going to be a cutter inside that he fouls off. So we got an 0-1 count on his created player, who is named Kyler Murray. And pitch number 2 is going to be sinker outside that he grounds out to my created player at shortstop for out number 1. Roberto Alomar is his number 2 hitter. Very first thoughts when I saw this Adam Wainwright card is I feel like he's going to be a lot like Orel Hershiser. But I know a lot of the top dogs have said that he doesn't compare, that Orel's a lot better. I might end up sticking Orel back in my rotation, but we'll see what happens. But, if Adam Wainwright continues to pitch like he did in this game for me, then we'll be looking pretty good. As you can see, he gets out number 3 there. So we're going to jump right into the top of the second inning now. Willie Mays leading off for me against Adam Wainwright, and he is going to get a ground ball single that sneaks back up the middle. 4 base hits. We got 92 speed on the base paths to start the inning. That brings up 95 overall Jason Giambi. He's going to throw a sinker inside that we're going to lay off. Now here I'm going to try to steal with Willie Mays, but I saw he got a bad jump, so I tried to turn it into a hit and run, but we fouled it off, so it ended up working out for us. Now he goes to the 4-seamer low and outside that we watched, so we're in a 2-1 count now. Good hitters count. I try to steal again. I'm just going to let that one go by for a strike, and Willie Mays is in there at second base. So we got a runner in scoring position with nobody out. Jason Giambi is going to foul a high fastball off. Don't know what I was really swinging at there. A high fastball is something that I'm usually fairly susceptible to because that's the pitch that I'm looking for. I'm looking for people to throw up in the zone. As you can see, my PCI is up there. But Jason Giambi is going to hit one back up the middle. Willie Mays is going to get all the way home on that. It does end up being a lot closer play than I would have expected it to be, but we are up 1-0 here in the second inning, which brings up my created player. Again, don't know what I'm chasing there. I had some moments this game where I was watching pitches really good. Here I had just gotten the new bat out of the 4th inning program, so I wanted to check out my stats with my created player. And as you can see, this card's a beast. 106, 103 power, 90 plus vision. This card is just insane as he slaps a single out to left on an up and away something. Up and away fastball, sinker, cutter maybe. But he just went right with it, slapped it to the opposite field. It was a sinker. So now we got Christian Yelich up, who was a little over aggressive, got jammed. He's going to pop it up in the infield. It's an infield fly rule. And that's going to bring up the Signature Series Pudge Rodriguez, who's going to hit one back up the middle. And that is going to score Jason Giambi from second base. Created player is going to get over to third. That gives us a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. Now Adam Wainwright comes up for his first at-bat, and he's going to hit a pretty hard ball out to right field. I was going to test him out there in right, but I probably would have been out by a mile, so I sent him back. But it doesn't end up mattering anyways because Tony Gwynn is going to just hit a slow roller to third base. He ends up going to second, which was an interesting decision. It was a very close play, but Pudge was called out. So here we're going to jump right back to Adam Wainwright pitching in the bottom of the second inning. Sinker down and in for strike 1. Now we're going to go with the cutter outside that he rolls over, and it hits the bag when I dive for it. And Rogers Hornsby knocks it down, but cannot make the play. So that's his first base hit here in the bottom of the second. He's got a runner on with nobody out. So I'm just going to Go right back here. Sinker, low and away to Griffey. He swings over the top of it. 4 strike 1. I'm going to go with a cutter up and in. He got the call. I didn't get the call. That easily could have been strike 2. That would have been strike 3 there. But now we're going to throw that cutter on the outside. That freezes him for strike number 3. Now we're going to go with the cutter outside again. And he's going to actually get some pretty good wood on it for where that pitch was. And he even pulls it. But that is out number 3. Now we're going to jump into the bottom of the 3rd to Adam Wainwright pitching once again. And he's going to get his created player on base here with 2 outs. Now he's got Roberto Alomar up, and Roberto Alomar is going to hit a little blooper that my created player does not get to, but I saw that he started to go to 3rd and went back. So we got him at second base trying to get back. That is out number 3. No cuts here. We're jumping right into the top of the 4th with Jason Giambi leading off the inning against Adam Wainwright. Throws that sinker low that I foul back. It is 0-1. And on the second pitch of this at-bat, he hung a curveball right down the middle. And that pitch is gone. Jason Giambi with a solo home run. Gives us a 3-0 lead. Now we're going to go to Christian Yelich here with 1 out now in the same inning. And he's going to rip one into the gap. Constantly this game, he was pitching Yelich up and in. That's the only cold zone that Yelich has in his zone. And so I was looking for it. He was constantly pitching into that spot against Yelich, and it just wasn't working. Again, don't ask me what I was swinging at there with Pudge, because that was ugly. I was just kind of not fully paying attention, not trying to make excuses for myself, but just wasn't on it. But on an 0-2 count, Pudge is going to hit a fly ball to center field. He doesn't get a good running start on it, so I'm going to send Yelich home. We're going to get another run of insurance here. Now we're going to the top of the 5th, where we are batting once again with a 4-0 lead and 1 out. And Rogers Hornsby, who has been on fire after those first couple games that I picked him up. The first few games that I had him, he wasn't hitting nothing. I was like, oh boy, am I going to have to put Eddie back on 3rd? But Rogers Hornsby has really picked it up. He's been on fire. His batting average is back up to the high 300s. But you can see Roberto Alomar here is going to hit one that ends up dropping in the outfield. We're going to send Hornsby from 1st to 3rd. Alomar is going to advance to 2nd on the throw. So we got 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. And Willie Mays at the plate, who's going to drive one to the other side to score a run. He throws it all the way home, even though I never had plans of sending that second guy. And Willie Mays is going to advance to 2nd on the throw. Now we got Jason Giambi up with 2 runners in scoring position with only 1 out. I'm going to get jammed a little bit here, hit a fly ball to left field. I'm going to try to send him, and that was not a good idea. 87 speed Roberto Alomar gets thrown out at the plate, but that's okay because we do have a 5-0 lead here in the 5th inning. As you can see, we're going to get back to some pitching from Adam Wainwright, who was definitely the star of this game. It seemed like he was looking for the fastball sinker combo early in the count, and then he would look for off speed later. So just changing speeds up was really helpful. As you can see, we get him on the sinker there. Now, first pitch to Yadier Molina. We're trying to front door that cutter once again, and it just missed terribly. And Signature Series Yadier Molina takes Adam Wainwright deep. So now we finally give up our first run with Adam Wainwright on a solo shot by Signature Series Yadier Molina. But he is taking out his Adam Wainwright here in the 5th. He brings in Will Clark to pinch hit. We're just going to go right back to what was working. We're going to go with a cutter into the lefty. He's going to roll it over right to Roberto Alomar at second base for out number 2. That brings up his created player once again. You can see we're only at 33 pitches in the 5th. This guy was very aggressive, swinging the bat a lot. I was throwing a lot of strikes because I did have a decent lead, so I wasn't too worried about trying to throw a lot of balls, make him chase a lot. He wasn't making good contact with the pitches that I was throwing in the zone, except for that Yadier Molina home run. So I wasn't really worried about even nibbling so much. Obviously, you want to pitch the corners as much as possible. But here we go. I'm going to get him to line out to the first baseman to end that inning. Now we're going to jump into the bottom of the 7th, where Adam Wainwright is once again still on the mound. Still have only given up that 1 run. You can see here, curveball for strike 2. He checks his swing, but it's in there anyways. Now we're just going to blow the fastball by him because, like I said, he was looking for the off-speed after that. And that is strike 3. Now we're bottom of the 8th in what should end up being Adam Wainwright's last inning. I wanted to get Kenley Jansen into this game, even though it's a 4-run lead. You can see now this time we're going to get Yadier Molina to pop up to Pudge beyond the plate. But even though it's a 4-run lead, I wanted to get Kenley Jansen in this game. So I knew this bottom of the 8th was going to be Adam Wainwright's last inning. As you can see here, with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, down by 4, he leaves in John Axford to hit. Now this is definitely a very questionable decision. He wasn't hitting the ball well this game, but this was just kind of a sign of giving up, if you ask me, leaving in a relief pitcher in the 8th inning to bat. You can see he does get bat on ball, but it's right to the created player at shortstop for out number 2. And that is going to bring up his created player once again. I'm going to go right back to that cutter on the inside half to the lefty. And once again, he's going to hit a ground ball right to my created player at short, who does make a pretty decent play on it for out number 3. Now we're going to go to Yelich with 1 out here in the top of the 9th. You can see, put my PCI right up there because he's been pitching to the one cold spot that he has. And Yelich is going to take him deep for a solo home run, giving us now a 6-1 lead in the 9th. Pudge comes up right after him, takes the first pitch of his at-bat to the right center field gap. His outfielder took a long time to get to it, and Pudge, even as a catcher with that 72 speed, has plenty of time to get into second base fairly easily. Now, like I said, this is where we're going to take out Adam Wainwright, and we're actually going to debut Travis Hafner here as well in this at-bat, but I go chasing a bad pitch, get jammed, just roll it over to first base. It does move Pudge over to third with 2 outs, so he will score on any base hit. And the first pitch to Tony Gwynn is going to be exactly that. He's going to poke one right into left field, which will give us a 7-1 lead in the top of the 9th. Rogers Hornsby coming up with Tony Gwynn on first base, and we're going to chase another bad pitch, break our bat. I thought maybe Hornsby had a chance to beat it out, but Roberto Alomar makes a great barehanded play to end that half of the inning. Now Kenley Jansen comes in the bottom of the 9th. 1 pitch, 1 out. He gets Roberto Alomar jammed to pop up to Rogers Hornsby at third base. Now it's going to be Miguel Cabrera coming up. Pitch number 2 from Kenley Jansen equals out number 2. Hits a soft line drive to second base. So 1 out away now from the victory in this one. Brings up Vladimir Guerrero. We're going to throw a slider on the outside. He holds his swing, so we do not get a 3-pitch inning there from Kenley, but pitch number 4 gets him to pop it up to the shortstop, to my created player. That's the ball game. We win it by a final score of 7-1. Christian Yelich gets player of the game. He had 2 hits in 4 at-bats, including that solo home run. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Like it if you did. Comment anything down below. Subscribe if you are new. And I will catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace.